Welcome back, everybody, to Brown Bag Bets. Powered by BetSports, we are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christensen, and joining me, as always, mouthing me today, I guess she's practicing in case of emergency, Mr. Andy Molitor. Andy getting really excited for a Friday night, folks. So he's going to go pick up a truck full of young girls to take out for the night.
Yeah, a bunch of 11-year-olds. Birthday party time. And also it's good because it's my brother's birthday the same day, so it's like a good reminder to call him. Everyone's birthday should be the same
Andy has a
day.
brother.
I think some religions do that where everyone's just born on like January 1st, and you know what? Horse racing does that too. All the horses have the same birthday. A lot easier than trying to remember, but
Really?
yes,
All
yeah,
horses
that's
have the same birthday.
we'll get into this next time we have a horse guest. He'll explain it better than I do. But yes, it is a birthday party weekend. Both kids are in the fall, but going to the climbing gym. You know how you know me. You saw me that I like to work out. I do like climbing though. The
Jack.
climbing gyms are fucking fun. I love the
Could use
hard. You saw the
abs.
yeah. It's just like the ropes course, the harness thing. Anything you can put me in a harness and just let me f around on a wall or a rope. I'm gonna do it. And yes, I do mouth you sometimes. I do need practice. Anyone who's watched the show when you're not on know how fucking horrible I am at trying to do the intro. Half the time I just forget I have to do it until the
Did you
music
see
goes on.
Matt on Tuesday nail it while I was like delayed?
Yeah, you have been delayed for a while, but that one was exquisitely delayed. You just kind of walked off. How'd tennis go yesterday? Every time I do this when I don't know, it's like, oh, I lost every bet, Andy. Thanks for bringing it up.
I think it was like, I'd have to actually pull it up and double check it. This was about 50-50 yesterday.
Sure.
We didn't get our big underdog in Selecta this morning, but Podoroska looks like she's going to put it away for us. So I think something like 2-2. I think it gave about three, maybe three. I don't know. Right around 500.
And then the big news today, before we get into anything, is Roger Federer. It's oh man, what I had a terrible analogy. I might not even say it. I don't. It's like that. Like an older, maybe like the queen. Everybody knew, well, she's gonna die. Like she's a trillion years old, and everyone knows it's coming, and then it comes, and it's still sad to some people. I didn't give a shit, but the Federer thing was similar. Like everyone knew it was coming. It was going to happen. It was going to happen very
He
soon.
didn't die, folks, by the way.
He didn't, he did not die. He just retired. But it was still like I was like legit sad this morning that there's a finality to him actually announcing it. I am a Fed fan. I am fully willing to admit he is 3 out of 3 on the big three. He is third of three. Novak is better. Rafa's better. I mean, career success wise, but he is still my favorite. So I'll miss the guy for sure, and I'll
I
enjoy
was
watching
hoping we'd
some
get
Ryder
one more
Cup.
Wimbledon.
Yeah, that was the theory in the tennis chat. We see one more Wimbledon or his home tournament. Maybe we see a Swiss
Right,
tournament and
Basel.
Basel, him and him and Mirka go play mixed doubles somewhere. She used to be a tennis player. And she just starts popping out sets of twins left and right. Yeah, he has he has 4 kids, but only 2 pregnancies. Isn't that how that went? Is it 2 sets of twins
Doubles.
with him?
Double doubles.
Yeah, he does
Double
love doubles.
deuce.
He does love the doubles. But and Dan points it out too, is I was asking right as we were about to start on golf what was happening. Because I have a little scoreboard app I built in Google Sheets, hadn't updated for a while, even though the update index number had been going up. I thought my scripts were broken. Nope, we got the fog. The marine layer is rolling in. We're late in fall here, late in summer, and the marine
September
layers
golf.
rolled in. September golf, and it's 10:35 where I'm at. It's only 8:30 in the morning out on the West Coast. So the marine layers rolled in. We have nobody who has gotten past the third hole at this point. So only, what is it, like 10, 11 men have teed off at this point. Hopefully they get going
12, yeah.
sooner than later. But I do have a couple bets for y'all.
Surprised they
Honestly,
started knowing that was happening. That's interesting.
yeah. I picked ones that started later because I'm
Smart.
like, oh well, because a lot of the tee times are right around now. Fuck, I give you like 10 plays if you want. Like none of these guys have teed off yet because we've been sitting in a delay for a while. But these ones, just in case you don't catch this live, if you need to, need some extra time to get some bets in. I have a couple ones, a full tournament bet, Jason Day fade. Putting's tough here, and Jason Day this is just a straight form fade. He did have a couple nice tournaments over the summer here and there, but I'll never have him ranked where I'm going to put him as a favorite over Chris Kirk. I could actually go back and look why I hate him so much here, but Jason Day's numbers in my estimation at least are pretty low as far as form, pretty low as far as what I'm using as a kind of the bellwethers for this week, and just like his approach numbers. I mean, his approach numbers in this field, bottom third as far as and it's not a good field. So Jason Day is a full tournament fade. I paid minus 119 to bet Chris Kirk. Yeah, they did the stupid thing where I would have laid a stroke and a half, but maybe they had the thing flipped. So you could bet him minus 119, or you could bet him plus 1.5, like minus 150 for Chris Kirk. I hate that when that happens. I would have laid a stroke and a half if I could. I bet this at Bookmaker. So you can still bet this over at Bookmaker, I'm assuming, for Jason Day, Thomas Detry, Chris Kirk. Same price. Hasn't moved. My action doesn't move the number on this one. And then the other one is a round one bet only. And I will say too, Jason Day and Chris Kirk do not tee off until, a while. It's going to be a while. These, again, a West Coast tournament, so all the tee times are a little later. Yeah, it was scheduled for like 5 Eastern, so could get pushed back as much as an hour or two if this fog doesn't dissipate. The other one is a Russell Knox. And this one was a little juicy, and I have a fair sized gap here, so I did lay the half stroke, as I often will. And that just means that if they tie, I'm a loser. I lose that bet. Russell Knox, one of the best greens and regulations player on tour. He is top 5 among the field as far as finding the green in regulation. If you don't know what that means, it is putting it on off your tee shot on a par 3, putting it on with your second shot on a par 4, or your third shot or better on a par 5. Same thing goes with the par 4. If you drive the green in 1, that's a green in under regulation, but also counts for greens in regulation. One of the best on tour. That is one of the more predictive things as far as stuff that's super easy to find and isn't high level manipulation of data shit. So I usually will look at that as just to see like how it's more of a form thing. I'll look at a bunch of different times of how they've been doing with their second shots. It's maybe better than approach in some senses. And outside of, maybe opportunities and around the green, not a great putter, Russell Knox, but the rest of his game seems to fit in well enough here. And it's not as much of a fade of Danny Willett, but it still is. Masters champ Danny Willett. And I'll have asked the question, if you drive the green on a par 4, is it a fairway in regulation? I don't know about the fairway in regulation. Like, you didn't actually hit the fairway. That's an interesting question. So Russell Knox minus a half stroke. That is plus money, plus 103. I bet that at Bet Online, which is a lie. I didn't. I bet it at Low Vig. When I say Bet Online, I just usually mean Low Vig, because that one's
all open. The same numbers.
Yeah, Bet Online is what I use for. I did hit one of the places I hit Will Dissly was Bet Online, so I'm a little flush over there. Maybe I will go do some betting over there. Speaking of flush, I don't know where I was going with that. You can flush these tournaments down the toilet because they're dumb and I hate them. Although I did bet Vinny's outrights, so I have a Eugenie Bouchard. That's a callback outright.
That's a fun one
to win her tournament, and then also the favorite in that tournament, Fruvertova, or however the fuck is. Maybe you can help me with that one. Fruvertova, not a long number on her, but those two into the quarters, they would meet in the semis. That would be just lovely to have two futures meeting in a semifinal. Get me a finalist. I'm pretty happy about that. All my bets are dead in Poteros. I believe both of them. That's a Chennai thing, right? Jeannie's playing in India.
Correct.
All right. So nothing in India from you, but you do have something in Poteros and in our challenger down in Budapest. It's not in Budapest.
Poteros, total, but not an over. I know I'm usually an over guy here. Give me under 21 games again in Anna Bogdan. Beatrice Haddad, my BHM, the Brazilian, having an incredible season, really just blowing away players of this type of competition when it comes to Bogdan. But it's kind of a funny week. So instead of lay the game spread with Haddad Mai, I'm happy just to take the under here in case that for some reason Bogdan is a player who can redline. She has a really high level of play, and given this is few points, and there are actually some bigger tournaments coming up, I wonder if Haddad Mai drops this first set and maybe packs it in a little bit here. Just looks like it's going to be a really quick match to me. I was hoping to take set unders here actually, but the under 9.5, I'm seeing -150. So might wait live, see if we can get lucky enough to get to 2-2. Look for a live set under 9.5 there, but under 21 games looks great. I had this down at 20 myself, so a big game difference there. Really like the 21.5. And then I'll go back to the well with Sarah Arani here. Did very well for us. Dropped the first set, but came back, won the next two sets pretty comfortably as an underdog for us. Goes back again here, even money, just a short underdog to Rebecca Masarova. Arani, the better player by numbers here, the better player this week for me here. We basically have these prices flipped. I'm seeing Masarova -130. That's where I put Arani here. So plus anything, maybe even a -105 looks pretty good. Give me the veteran Italian as a dog, if you will, in Bucharest. Remember, we're still playing clay, Andy.
So weird. It's goddamn September. What are we doing? I like how the tennis schedule
Tennis, baby.
It's just gotten so wacky over the past few years, and maybe it's fine. Call me a traditionalist, but honestly,
this is interesting.
U.S. Open used to be clay.
Now you're betting props now?
Yeah, I wanted to do a prop. I don't really have a strong take on the game. I believe the theme is correct on the side. I'm not so sure on the total. I don't want to get in the way of, like Drew said it. He bet the under. He's like, maybe you don't want to bet the under in a game with two of the best three quarterbacks in the league. And I mean, he was right. He hit that on that. I don't. So I found a prop, and I have not bet this because I can't. But I am going to reach out to somebody to try to get it. I'm not.
No time to go to Iowa.
Yeah, I'm not going to put a lot of money on this, nor I think will they let you put a lot of money on stuff like this anyway. But it is a front prop. It is over at DraftKings, and it is Juju Smith-Schuster to have more receiving yards than Mike Williams. Mike Williams finds himself as the one in Chargerland with Keenan Allen out with an injury. And that has not always gone that well. I don't like to go back too far, but there was a game or two last year where Allen was not playing and Williams was asked to be that guy. It was okay. He's going to have an okay day, but he is not the alpha. He's not the number one guy. And if you want to lock him down and make him, make the team try to beat you with the tight ends, the running back who's great, or the other guys, that would be super, super fine with me, because this is a big price for two guys I have projected pretty similar once I look at what I think, what some fantasy guys I trust think, and I feel like this should be a coin flip. You're getting plus 145 on Schuster. Smith-Schuster was a big part of the offense last week. I think we're going to see that again. And honestly, if I'm the Chargers, almost said San Diego. I can't get that out of my brain. If I'm Los Angeles, I'm kind of wearing the LA colors. I got this beautiful blue on, but I'm trying to lock down Kelsey, not Smith-Schuster. So I think Smith-Schuster's good for 70, 80 yards here. They have a great run defense. I think you're going to see a lot of passing. I like this quite a bit. So small bet on a prop for tonight, and I feel like I'll place a few more props probably right now when you tell me to. And I've seen these already. I just haven't shopped them around yet.
I can dig it, but I guess I'll have a few more props to pile on here. We'll go for the back-to-back. I mean, I'm sorry that I couldn't come up with as big of a number as Will Dissly, but some fun names on here, I think. As usual. What's that?
GE. I call him GE.
Oh. Gerald Everett. I did have to double check the spelling. I couldn't remember if it was two T's or not, but let's start with a tight end. Love what Gerald Everett has done, slide into this offense in Los Angeles. Although the Chargers haven't had a marquee tight end really since Antonio Gates, and even the last couple of years with Antonio Gates wasn't really fantastic. But a guy like Jared Cook last year came in, was a big part of that offense. Herbert really looks for the tight end. It appears that the offense, again, does a great job of attracting attention on the outsides to give these guys space in the middle. Now, you're right. It might be a little bit different here with Keenan Allen, but he's going to be someone that we play a lot this year, probably every game, as long as we continue to see 15, 16 to 1 and poke around. There's even an 18 out there. So Gerald Everett and Josh Palmer. Looks like he's going to step up for a lot more action here again as part of Keenan Allen being out. He slides right in there. He's a guy that generally gets a lot of looks in the red zone. Now, has played for the other LA team for the last couple of years. This is his first year as a Charger, so we'll wait a few games to see, but just is really built to do well in those tight areas. That's kind of how his game works. He's good at running some of those routes and finding space in small spots for Herbert to get him the ball. And give me the quarterbacks. Both guys are mobile. Herbert a lot more mobile than I think people give him credit. Generally likes to stand and pass, but we see Mahomes, he gets us one of these just about every single year. So 20 to 1 or better. There's even some bigger numbers out there, some 22s, maybe even a 23 if you look hard enough. Justin Herbert, 25. I think this is available most places, and I think this is the best number. There might be 129 out there. I don't know if it still is, but again, both quarterbacks. I love mobile quarterbacks when they get close to the end zone, especially guys who don't necessarily have designed run plays. When you look at these first drives, a lot of times defenses are prepared for what's coming from some of the bigger players, the wide receivers, the running backs. And as things break down, when they do a good job, it almost is a double-edged sword, opening opportunities for both of these guys. And then another guy, a running back in here. I know I rarely play running backs, but Isaiah Pacheco, I believe I said that right, Dan. Well, I'm sure he'll let me know. Actually led the Chiefs last week in terms of running backs when he put together targets and rush attempts. Now, a big part of that was the Chiefs getting out to a nice big lead. If you look at the first quarter, Edwards-Helaire clearly leads the group, starts to give it up in the second, doesn't really play that much in the third and the fourth, but really played a lot in the preseason. And I think all the great work that he did in week one and some of that garbage time is going to give him minutes on the field. Andy Reid, having watched him for about a decade, coaching the Eagles, and we've seen here the Chiefs as well, loves to have multiple running backs, not only in the game at the same time, but he continues to rotate guys through. So I think Pacheco here is definitely going to get some more and more looks as the season goes on. And part of me believes this will be the last time we get a chance to bet a number this big. And as long as we continue to see 20 to 1 and he's involved in the offense every week, we'll keep playing it until he gets down to around 15 to 1 with all the rest of the running backs. So a tight end, because we can't play Travis Kelce at 7 to 1. I'm sorry. The number is just too low. A wide receiver, 2 quarterbacks, and a running back.
I don't like it. I love it. As I will sometimes say. I'm going to go play all those.
I'll be doing his faces again tonight. Talk a little more about it with Vegas Refund.
Patrick said his Monday night was miserable, considering he was the only one who didn't bet the first touchdown scores. Patrick, that's a rough existence. I've done that. I did that once last year. I didn't admit it. I didn't have the courage to say, I forgot to bet him when you hit one. I'm just, next day I'm like, yes, great job. We all did it. Good. And then just inside I'm just dying because I always play them. I will go shop them. Out right now. You know what the worst part about what I do is? After you hit one, I'll usually bet more the next game. So I'm going to try to keep it on the level. I'm just going to kind of keep a steady amount every week, every game. Not only because it's a long season, but we have 4 primetime games this week. Got double duty on Monday. Monday, definitely tune in, as we will be asking the world of Alex, where he needs to come up with first touchdown scores for 2 Monday night games. Jesus Christ, it's a rough time for the guy.
I'd have to alert the wife.
If you, tell her you're probably call into work. So appreciate you guys. Hit the thumbs up in the YouTube chat. If you listen in podcast form, give it a 5-star rating. Do something nice. It's fall. I don't know what the correlation between that is, but you should always be nice. The Hef brings up Noah Gray, another option. I looked at him, couldn't find props on the guy. I wanted to bet some props on him. Maybe I'll dig around a little more. And then, like I said, thumbs up. Check you tomorrow. Freeform Friday. Have a good night. Hit the thumbs up. Bye.